When I look back at all the times that we had sex, I don't remember ever shooting up the club, Yans' club. Any other time I got a girl pregnant in the past, I shot the club up. I was like, yeah. So that's what's got me a little confused. I'm just being real. If you were to ask me, like, would you have rather Yans have gotten pregnant or Leia have gotten pregnant? Like, what would I rather have happened? I mean, I'm gonna be real. What's up, PNP gang? We back with another video. Whew. So much to talk about, First of all, I just want to say I appreciate every single one of y'all for supporting us, watching our videos. Shout out to all the new subscribers. Got a lot of new subscribers tuning in. Really appreciate y'all's support. It really means a lot to us. We just hit 75K. We're on the road to 100, so we're really excited about all this new growth we got going on. These last videos we put out for you have been really intense. It's been a whole roller coaster going on right here. From, you know, just getting into this poly relationship with Yans, building that up, and then finding out this news that we found out in episode 1 of TRI LUV season 2. I just want to go over some stuff about season 2. I just want to talk to y'all. There's a lot of people in the comments who are definitely upset with me and how I was acting. Definitely upset with a lot of the situations that were going on, which I understand. I understand why people are upset. So I just want to go over some things. As a lot of y'all know, for those of y'all who've been watching, I've been wanting to have a baby with Leia. I've been wanting to have a baby with Leia. That's been one of my goals, one of the things that I've really hoped for. For those of y'all that have been watching, you see that she has gotten pregnant more than once with my baby, and you know, she lost the babies, and it was really tough. It was really tough because, you know, we were really excited. At one time we were some months in. Both times we were some months in, but one time we were like 3-4 months in, and you know, it was really sad. We actually have videos about that on our channel if you didn't see them. We actually had a whole series of videos about the second pregnancy that we didn't even put out. We were shooting them. We weren't going to announce it right away. We had all of them shot. We didn't drop the videos because it was just too, we didn't want to put Leia through that, you know what I'm saying? Because it didn't end up with a pregnancy, it ended up with a miscarriage. And we didn't want to put ourselves through it, you know, watching these videos again, seeing everybody get excited just to know that in the end it was going to be a miscarriage. So we just never put the footage out, we just kept it. So that's really one of the big cores of like why this is such a difficult situation with Yans. You know, because we tried to have a baby, it didn't work out the way that we expected. So that really puts a twist in everything that's going on right now. I will say that the level of excitement that I had that Yans was pregnant was coming from that place of like, okay, we've been trying. Yans got pregnant and I was just like, yo, let's get it, you know what I'm saying? Have a baby. That was just where I was coming from. I wasn't trying to throw it in Leia's face. A lot of y'all refer to her as Princess, but you know, I know her as Leia. I wasn't trying to throw it in Leia's face. That was never my intention. I understand it came off that way. It straight up came off that way. I was watching the videos, I was like, damn, it wasn't my intention. I wasn't trying to go there. But in the day, that's just, I was excited. I couldn't hide it. I didn't mean anything by it, but that's just how it came off. And I just want to take a minute to just apologize to the viewers, because a lot of y'all don't see me in that light. Y'all have respect for me. You don't want to see me acting that way. I feel bad. As I watched the videos, every episode, I felt bad for the way that Leia was, you know, the way that Leia felt. I was really watching her, seeing she was on the side, kind of like feeling like a third wheel in a situation where, just so y'all understand, it was me and Leia first. Then Yans came on. So for Leia to feel like a third wheel in this poly relationship was definitely not something that was intended, but that's just how it happened. That's how it came off as. Another thing I saw a lot of people saying was that Leia signed up for this, you know, you sign up for poly, this is a part of poly. And you know, I do understand that to a certain degree, that yes, if we're gonna be having unprotected sex, there is a possibility of a pregnancy. We didn't talk about birth control, that wasn't something that we brought up. So there was the possibility that Yans could get pregnant. So We understand that. But it's just that, like, when you start to do poly, you know, like you decide, hey, I'm gonna live a poly lifestyle. We're gonna have a polyamorous relationship. We're gonna get into a triad, whatever you're looking to do. Your first thought getting into it isn't, oh, you know, she's gonna get pregnant or she can get pregnant. Like, it's not really like the first thought in your mind. Like, you're not expecting that to happen this fast. When we got into this, we weren't thinking about that detail. It wasn't on the front of our mind, and it could have been and it should have been, but we had dealt with different girls, different situations, had never happened. It wasn't on the top of our concerns. When she was feeling sick and, you know, she went and she threw up in the first episode and we started to realize she might be pregnant, it was a shock. It was like, whoa, like this is something that we never even really, we talked about it here and there, but it wasn't something that we really thought we were gonna be facing. So when it happened, it just blew our mind. But when you get into a poly relationship, it is important to understand that this is something that could happen, because a lot of poly relationships, there's different ways a poly relationship can start. They could start with a couple, adding more people on, or it could start with just from the beginning, it's a triad. So it just depends on the dynamic of your relationship. If the dynamic is that all three of y'all got together at the same time, it was like two girls, a guy, or whatever the case may be, y'all got in a relationship, a triad, and then that would be understandable. Like if one were to get pregnant, it really shouldn't be no hard feelings because y'all got together at the same time. There's no, you know what I'm saying? So that's completely understandable. But we have to understand this is not that situation. It was me and Leia together first, together for 5+ years. Then we decided to add an official relationship with Jans. So for Leia to feel the way she felt is completely understandable. Anybody who's watching in the poly community, I'm sure can understand this situation, how it could be complicated if you add a third into your relationship. You're trying to get pregnant and then she gets pregnant first. It definitely is crazy, and I just want to say that that's definitely not what people think about when they sign up for a poly relationship. It's complicated. So I feel like a lot of people who are commenting that are possibly never been in a poly relationship, so maybe you don't really understand how it is, or if you have, maybe you haven't been in the type of relationship that we're in, so maybe you don't understand. But that should give a good perspective on that. When it comes to polygamy and polyamorous relationships, I feel like pregnancy is always gonna be something that will complicate things. Because even if we were a triad to begin with, and one of the girls got pregnant, like we just got together, the three of us, still one of them is gonna get treated a little better, maybe focused on more, you know, kind of like some of the things that we saw, like I was doing too much with Jans and I was rubbing her feet and just doing the extra stuff, going shopping for the clothes, probably a little sooner than I should have. And it's just that, you know, no matter what, it can leave one of the girls feeling left out. And for the females watching this videos, put yourself in Leia's shoes. Do you feel like you might feel they're left out? You see, there's a lot of complications that is brought to the relationship. We've been dealing with Jans for some years now. You know, she's not someone we just introduced to the relationship. She's not someone brand new. We were messing with her in Atlanta and it carried on. She stuck around and now she's here. So even though we've been dealing with her for quite some time, it was really more on some fun. You know, let's turn up, have fun, do our thing, you know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. That's what it always was. It wasn't really about feelings or about relationship, nothing like that. It was more about the sex and just enjoying each other's company. When we decided in TRI LUV season 1, now for those of y'all that haven't seen TRI LUV season 1, go check it out, watch the season. This actually talks about the beginning of like our relationship with Jans, how it started out, how we went from being friends to being like, you know, friends with benefits, I guess you would call it, to actually being in a relationship. You can see that in season 1. We got into a relationship with Jans, an official relationship. It's only been like 2-3 months, something like that. I have to go back and look at exactly how long it's been, but it's been about 2 or 3 months. It hasn't been that long. So the relationship really went fast. Cause you imagine, like, just think about a regular relationship. Don't even think of a poly relationship. Think about a regular relationship. Cause you imagine going from being in a relationship with somebody for 2 to 3 months and then you get pregnant, or she gets pregnant. It's crazy. It's a crazy situation to be in. Like, no matter what, poly or not, it's complicated. It's going to cause some issues. It's going to really stir some stuff up. And this situation, it did stir some things up. It definitely made things complicated. You see how the season ended. You see what was going on in the last episode. Leia was really upset. She was really upset. She would have been upset if it was her and she was pregnant and we just got in a relationship. Don't you see how complicated? Like, things got serious quick. Things got real too quick. And it was just like, yo, this is unbelievable. Like, she really got pregnant? I don't remember. That's the crazy thing about it. When I look back at all the times that we had sex, I don't remember ever shooting up the club, Jan's club. I don't remember ever doing that. You know, motherfucker be drunk and stuff, but regardless, I never did it. It just, I don't know if how this happened pre-ejaculation. I don't know. Like, what would cause her to get pregnant? I don't know. Maybe if she's just one of those girls who are just super fertile, because there are girls out there like that, then how come she didn't get pregnant already? So it's just like, it always was in the back of my head, like, how is this possible? I brought it up in the TRI LUV, always crossed my mind. Leia brought it up. It's like, were you messing with somebody else? Like, it's gonna be like in the back of my mind, because like, it's one thing like when you're in a relationship with a girl, y'all in the same city, y'all with each other all the time, you kind of know what's going on, you get a pretty good feel, like you would get a vibe like if they was doing something with somebody else. But like when you're not in the same city, it's kind of hard to read those vibes, see those vibrations, and really know the vibe. Like, is something going on? No. Are you know what I'm saying? Like, it's a new relationship, it's poly. Like, everybody has their needs. Everybody has their needs when, you know what I'm saying, sexual needs. So sometimes, sometimes weeks, maybe a month or even more would pass from us not seeing eons. So it's kind of like, what was going on? I mean, I'm just saying. So that's always gonna cross my mind right there. It's like, any other time I got a girl pregnant in the past, I shot the club up. I was like, yeah. So that's what's got me a little confused. I'm just being real. Honestly, if you were to ask me, like, would you have rather Jans have gotten pregnant or Leia have gotten pregnant? Like, what would I rather have happened? I mean, I'm gonna be real. If Leia would have got pregnant instead of Jans, I feel like it would have worked out way better. Because you have to understand, like, the position that everybody's in. Like, if I'm with Leia, we've been together for 5-6 years, for her to get pregnant, that's completely expected. Like, it's like, okay, it's an exciting thing. When you've been in a relationship with somebody for a long period of time, a pregnancy is an exciting moment. Like, okay, she's pregnant, it's time to have a baby, you know what I'm saying? There's stages, there's levels, there's places that you should be in life, in your relationship, and things that you should be doing in your relationship based on how long you've been together. I think everybody can agree on that, right? So if it were to be Leia have gotten pregnant, go to the store, shop for baby clothes, all that stuff. But the fact that it was Jans instead of Leia, it created some animosity, created some negative vibes, definitely created some situations that are completely understandable. But had it been swapped, I feel like it would have been better. Look, I'm just gonna tell y'all right now, being in a poly relationship, no one said it was easy. No one said it was easy. One thing I will say is that a lot of women and a lot of men out there are getting cheated on right now, as we speak. They're getting cheated on because they are in a monogamous relationship, one significant other, you can't have sex with nobody else, that type of stuff. And a lot of people just happen to have needs. They want to have sex with other people, whatever the case may be, and that's why cheating occurs. They go and cheat on with other people. They might still love their significant other, but go out and cheat because they have a desire for such things. So for these types of situations, it makes you think about, if you're in a poly relationship, if you have multiple partners, what is the reason that you would cheat? And I completely agree with some of the people in the comments who are probably gonna say, well, if they're gonna cheat with one, why wouldn't they cheat on two? Some would. Some dudes out there would cheat on both their girls with another girl. But let's be real. If that's you, then you don't deserve poly. You should probably be single. Let's be real with you. If you can't stay loyal to your girl, then you should just be single. Until you're ready to be loyal, you should be single. So poly's not for everybody. But I'm just saying that there's a lot of relationships out there that could have been better off and may have lasted, and marriages and everything, if they would have decided a poly lifestyle and had another girl and they had an amazing relationship and no cheating involved. You know, some women out there, they love other women, like they love men, but they also love women. They're bisexual. You know, so to force that woman to only indulge in heterosexual sex and in a heterosexual relationship is forcing them to not be who they are. They're not allowed to live the life they're not allowed to partake in things that make them happy. So I feel like that's not fair as a man to be like, hey, you know, I understand that you're bisexual, you like girls, but you are not allowed to do any of that stuff. You have to ignore that part of yourself. I mean, why not allow your woman to be happy and bring another woman into the relationship, even if it's for the night or for a serious relationship or whatever the case may be? Why not allow her to have that? Now, I do sincerely feel like a poly relationship can definitely help and even fix other people's relationships. I want to get in this video here and just talk to y'all about TRI LUV Season 2, about some of the concerns a lot of y'all had. A lot of y'all were mad at me, and I get it, I understand it. I understand where you're coming from, but just know that I didn't mean nothing disrespectful towards Leia. I feel bad. I love Leia with all my heart. There's no girl in the world, there's no woman in the world who could ever replace the place in my heart that I have for Leia. I've never loved anybody more than her. I never will. She's my fiance. She's my soulmate. She's everything to me. And there's nothing that could ever get in the way of that. Nobody or nothing that can come in between that. I want to spend my life with her, and that's what I'm going to do. Nobody's perfect, okay? Nobody's perfect, okay? We all make mistakes. I made some mistakes, and I didn't handle that situation right. I wish I would have, because, you know, when things happen, there's always an effect. There's always something that affects. Like when you make a mistake, there's always, every action has a reaction, you know? And this situation has definitely put a damper on a lot of stuff, and it caused me and Leia to argue off camera. We shot the season, but there was definitely a lot of argument off camera that occurred as a result of the way I acted, the things I did, the way I made her feel. You know, she's special, and I don't never want her to feel any less special. She is the most special girl in the world. And I wish maybe I can go back and maybe redo some of the things I did and maybe react a little differently, but it is what it is. Nobody's perfect, and that's just what happened, and I can't change that. But moving forward, you know, I'm the type of person where every L or every loss or every mistake is always a lesson. And there were some lessons I learned in this. Life is full of lessons. You know, when it comes to this poly stuff, I'm still trying to make sure I'm doing it the right way, doing it the respectful way, staying within our boundaries, and not doing anything that can cause her, Leia, to be upset, you know? Because I do love the lifestyle we live. I don't want to do anything to hurt her or to mess up what we got going on, the lifestyle we're living. But that's all I want to say to y'all. I hope y'all aren't too mad at me, but you know, it is what it is. Comment below, give me your thoughts, tell me what you think. Do you agree with me? Do you disagree with me? Do you think I was making sense? I'll try to comment back to some of y'all and interact and see, you know, where y'all coming from. But appreciate your love and support once again. If you haven't already, go to my Instagram, follow me at IamDPhlo, DPHLO. But alright, y'all, we'll see y'all in the next video. I'm gang.
Ever since I met you, my life has changed. Yeah, changed for the better. Ever since I met you, my life has changed. Yeah, changed for the better.
Yeah, change for the better. Change for the better. Change for the better. Change for the better. Change for the better.